ना? अच्छा ठीक है, मुझे पता चल गया तुम लोग चेक जनरली लेक्चर में सब तो सोते ही है ना? Guys, basically I am also from an MCA. You all are MCA here? So do you think that you are a PG student, right? But as I saw response in the first session, there was a very few hands getting up, you know. But it should be your every hand should be in the sky whenever we ask, because you are PG student now, right? The industry expects something more from you. Don't never compare yourself from undergraduate, right? Because you are a PG student, it is of 3 years. It is the biggest PG course in the world, I think so. Do you know? Do you know about it? Yeah. So you are doing the biggest PG course, so you must be in every terms like a PG student. So you will feel more interaction with me, that because I am also an MCA student currently in 4th semester. SIT, there's only one difference, that my MCA is under engineering and yours is under MCA management. But again, there's no distinction at all, right? So as a Microsoft student partner, our main objective is to evangelize the technologies, learning and sharing what we are doing today here. Do you know our campus club is the best STC in India? Come on guys, on the SIT Lonavala itself. And it is for the past 2 years, we have a biggest STC in India. You can see my entire team around the corner of your room. Okay? So same thing you can have in your college. That's why this initiative has been taken by me, Ashrit, and thanks for sir for allowing us doing these things, and my whole team. We all have University of Pune certificate in our file. Is it? Anyone having Microsoft certificate in your file? You will get today itself. Right? You are lucky enough to get it. I have 5 or 6. My whole team having like this. So you can have your own club. You can have so many certificates of Microsoft, and you can have more knowledge. Right? When my friend told that, do you know about Windows Phone? There was a very less hands. But it is in the market, and you are totally unaware of this. But whereas we are in same campus, we know everything. Even I will give you example. Me and along with my other friends are the winner of Windows Phone by Microsoft today itself. We got the Windows Phone because of awareness only. You know, so this is where awareness matter. And what we recognize this year, that you are having the crowd of 420 and all are PG students. Suppose if we are 2 or 3 are making this kind of changes in SIT Lonavala, what you can do it? Imagine, is it? So take active participation in everything, whatever we are doing, and we are here to help you out. Our whole team is. We will contact anyone, they will help you regarding everything. The most important thing is regarding Metro App Challenge, which is very near to 6 March. You know, it is an international competition. Imagine Cup, you can participate. By registering only, you will get a beautiful certificate of Microsoft. By registering only, you know, on your email ID. If you participate, there is a very good chance of winning the goodies from the Microsoft, which is specific to SIT Lonavala only. Means we are having such a crowd that Microsoft is arranging competition only for us. You can imagine what a magnitude we have in the terms of quality and quantity, right? So now I will move on my technical aspect, what we are taking today. As a presentation, how many of you know cloud computing? Again, very less. Will you explain?
It's actually technology which helps you to set networks between 2 areas or two. It's actually, we can say it as a LAN in sky. So I'm not aware about it, but I am still studying on it. So I'm giving paper on it. So I'm in process of studying cloud computing. Thank you.
But guys, do you know, gone are the days when we were database engineer, software engineer, and what we say, network engineer. Nowadays, there is a new term in industry, that is cloud engineering. How many of you know? No. So this is a new stream where you can be. You know, you can be a cloud engineer. Now, gone are the days you are the software engineers, coding, and all that stuff. So you guys can be aware of the new things by your club only. I know cloud engineering because I am the campus club since last 2 years. First 2 years I was as a coordinator. Now I am Microsoft student partner selected this year only. And I know most of the technologies of the world. I can say that. You know. So what basically cloud engineering is, we will see in the next part. But I would like to suggest to please be aware here. You are a PG student, right? You must be aware of these things. Right? Because you know, gone are the days when you went to the interviews and they will ask you write the C code palindrome ka program. Right? They first ask you, one of the our MSP, senior MSP, Tamanna Vasatkar was, during his interviews, he was asked about cloud computing, and he explained everything, and he got placed in Capgemini. So you can think of the importance of the new technology, right? Yeah, what cloud computing is actually, why it is called cloud computing? Anyone? No one. Okay, I will explain everything. Okay, but be interactive, so that I can make myself sure that you are listening, not flipping, right? Cloud computing. Why we call it cloud computing? Because we never know what is happening, where is happening, but it's happening, right? Nowadays, in today's era, everything is online, right? And everything is on order. You order pizza, it come to your room, right? You do that. Even at our canteen, on Sunday we get posted that order chicken from your room only. We will provide you. So, what about the information technology services? It should be also on demand. Cloud computing is something on demand facility. It is especially for the entrepreneurship, those who want to start their business. But again, we have a lot of things in cloud computing for us also. So, in the initial time, we have to set up everything. Suppose I have to make an application, then we need every infrastructure, software, hardware, right? We have to take care of them, we have to borrow them. You can come. Shh. Cloud computing. Yeah, you can come here. This is a fan, right? It is running. For being a fan in this room, what we need?
We need electricity basically. Then the fan capacitor and what else? Switch on. Yes.
Check it whether it is functioning properly or not.
Yes.
And you have to pay for it whether you are using or not.
Yes.
So this is the drawback of current system, that whether you are using or not, but you have to pay for it. Suppose this fan is switched off for 10 hours and you are using 2 hours only, but still you have to pay for 12 hours, right? You have to maintain the infrastructure. But whereas in cloud computing, everything is on demand and prepaid services. We use prepaid mobile, right? We talk 10 minutes and we recharge for only 10 minutes, right? Similarly, the cloud computing is paid as you go, right? On premises server, if we want to set up anything, we have to bring our own machine, connectivity, that's we need an internet connection, softwares, complete control, which we have to manage everything. Suppose this fan is managed completely by us. Complete responsibility whether it is functioning or not, is there any problem occurring, we have to random checking, right? Routine checkup is required. Again, static capabilities. Suppose here 1,000 people are there and we have 10 fans. But what if there is a 1,500 people? Again, we need to increase the capacity of fan, right? Because we need to reach every people. And then upfront capital cost for infrastructure. And at the same time, we have to invest for everything. For machines, connectivity, software, complete control, and complete responsibility. So we move one step further, that we go for hosted server. Means we are rendering some services. We are taking on rent, right? We are not. What happens when we are renting services? We are renting machine. Now we are not investing our money in owning the machine, but we are renting machines. Connectivity is still required, but we have less control, right? As we are rendering, suppose you are renting this room, you cannot change the color of this room now. You have to live in white only. Whether you like yellow, blue, you can't do that, is it? Similarly, lower capital cost, but there is a lower capital cost, more flexibility, and pay for fixed capacity. How many times you will leave, how many days you will live in this room, you have to pay for that only. Similarly, how many days you will rent the machine, you will pay for that only. But in cloud computing, what happens? Shared and multi-tenant infrastructure. It means your infrastructure is wide spectrum infrastructure. Means you can never imagine how it can be. Means according to your need, you can cut your cloth. Again, virtualized and dynamic. Virtualized in the sense you never know where is your data is being stored, where the processing is being happened, from where you are accessing the software. Scalable and available. The best example of cloud computing, we all register on the job sites, right? Job portals, right? A single job portal handles millions of data, right? Suppose they have, do you think that they have already built a huge data center that one day million people will come and register? No, they are using cloud computing. Suppose today 1,000 students registered over the job portal, tomorrow there will be lakhs, right? So how constantly they will increase their services by using cloud computing only. Whenever you are receiving some mails, you can see that there is some bounces.amazon.com email comes to you. It is because Amazon provide cloud services to them. Again, abstract from the infrastructure, higher level services, and what I explained you, pay as you go. In cloud computing, the best thing is just prepaid services. You have to pay only that much what you use, right? Like your electricity bill. Electricity bill is also an example because you pay only that much what you have consumed throughout the month, right? So today I am very sure that you will be able to define cloud, right? What cloud is? Cloud is a set of connected servers. What is server? We all know. We all have seen a server in our college, on which developer can, as an MCA student or as an engineering student, what we can do, we can install and run our services. Suppose I have made an application which is very famous, and if I will install that on my server, there's 100 users can use it, right? But what if it is very much popular throughout the world? Then lakhs and lakhs people will use it, so my server will crash. Is it? It will crash or not? But I will deploy that on cloud, and it will be available for everyone. So you can install and run services, store and retrieve data, which I explained to you in the case of job portal. Every job portal nowadays is using cloud computing. They are storing their data on the other data centers, and as and when they require, they increase or decrease. I will show you demo in the next part, but first of all I will complete the PPT because we will see in demo part that how we using animation we can learn cloud computing. These are, now the Windows Azure. Windows Azure is provided by Microsoft Cloud Platform. What this includes, Windows Azure is a collection of Windows Live. We all use Windows Live. We use Windows Live. Then Microsoft Office Live, Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, and Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online. This is the Azure platform where you can deploy and run your services. But basically Azure platform is consisting many different software like Live services, Microsoft .NET services. Guys, please pay attention here. It is a .NET services, not your .NET, not your ordinary .NET. Because in cloud computing we are running application on a massive basis, right? So we need some powerful softwares, right? For that we have .NET services. This is the basic difference. Then you can notice that. Then SQL services. Why these all are the services? Because we are providing the services to the customer. Then SharePoint services, Microsoft Dynamics CRM services. This all complete makes Windows Azure platform. And Windows Azure is the operating system for cloud computing. We do need an operating system for running our services, right? So for cloud computing, Windows Azure is the operating system. What is Windows Azure? It is an operating system for cloud. It is designed for utility computing. Utility computing means which we will use for providing services. Main features being service management. Your entire services run on cloud only, and you don't need to worry about the management of your services. For example, scalability is one of the management. Then compute. You need cloud computing is able to provide you high computing facility. Suppose you are doing some research work or whatever where high computing is required. It can be done on cloud computing itself. Storage, there's no limitation of storage on cloud computing. Because huge data centers are built somewhere. It is physical data store. For the Microsoft, it is in Chicago. You can search on the Bing and you can see the data center of the Microsoft. And developer experience. You can develop and feel the experiences and check your services. See, this is the whole architecture of the Windows Azure. Your services. We continue. Comes into the cloud. Cloud is a set of connected servers. Guys, these are the servers, right? What we said, set of connected servers. These all are the servers, your services. These are we use this symbol for database, right? These are the data storage. Again, Manish. This is the app fabric controller. This is the brain. It seems brain kind of picture here. Are you able to see? Yeah. So this is the main brain of Windows Azure, which says that application is and how it is stored and all. It takes care of everything. Please explain. Here you see the difference between our desktop applications and Windows Azure, means cloud computing. In desktop we have exe files, right, of our application. We all make projects and then we convert it into the exe file, right, for the use. In Windows Azure what happens, it is a service package. Then again, in our desktop we have application configuration, there is a service configuration. In main phase, there is a service difference, and DLL files we have which we borrow during our applications from the library. Windows services, in Windows Azure case it is a web roles and worker roles, and internet data store. Whereas in desktop we have data store, like our hard disk, right? Now this is the main slide where how the service is deployed. We'll see that by using animation. Your service and model. It goes to App Fabric controller, that is the brain of Windows Azure. Then your services on the cloud. DNS all we know, domain name servers. Services being configured. This is web portal API, means from where you access, right? Application programming interface. Suppose if some of the services stop, right? Then see what will happen. App Fabric controller will recognize that your one of the services is stopped. Now it will replace or it will take care of that service. Why it is stopped? What happened there? Yeah, now it is how the huge data is being stored in Windows Azure. Basically, we are having three types of storage. Like one is blob. We all know blobs, binary large object, right? Again, there is a table for our table structure things for storing, and again we have a queue for HTML, CSS, like the web things. So I will skip this. Yeah, but again we have come to the main point. If you will use such a huge services and such a best services, you have to pay for it, right? It's not for free. So these are the prices. These are the indicative prices. It differs from the services and services. These all are in. Means what happens in cloud computing? According to your need, you borrow CPU speed, right? According to need, you borrow RAM. According to your need, you borrow data storage. Because if you have used suppose your application is very small and if you are using high power computing, there is no use now. You will be charged accordingly to the service you are rendering, right? This is the main concept of pricing. So you can imagine this kind of facilities we have, flexibility way. So you can select your own RAM, you can select your own CPU speed, you can select your own data storage capabilities. Now what are the Azure project? SQL Azure, we all know the SQL, right? So this is the SQL Azure for cloud computing, that is Windows Azure. Data synchronization, reporting, business intelligence, and reference data. And database. Data is the main component. What the best thing about the SQL Azure is, it replicates your data at three places. Suppose your one database failed, right? Then what about your data? It is very importance. You will lose it, but no. In Windows Azure, what happens? It replicates your data two times. One your main copy and two your duplicate copy. Suppose your server fails at some time, so you can always back up your data by using replicas copies, right? See, what I told you, single database is replica at three places. Means your data is safe. You can ensure that whatever you are storing on cloud computing or data centers, that is very much safe. Okay, so don't need to worry about the your important data. How database monitoring is done? See here. See, one of the database is not working, server is not working, SQL Azure TDS recognized it, now it is replacing it with a backup copy, right? These are the prices. Yeah, again the .NET services, we always need two things, one is the back end, one is the front end for developing any application, right? So .NET services is the front end, you can say that for cloud computing, right? Because where we need to develop front ends for our cloud computing web applications. Then again we are pricing for .NET services. Key things, what? Reliable and scalable. So by you have seen that your data is very safe, you are getting everything secured place, nothing is worry about. So reliable and scalable, cloud computing is very reliable and scalable. As in on demand you can increase or decrease it. Most of the faults comes from the developer, support part. Support partitioning of data and stateless programming model for building scalable systems. Suppose you have made your application It can be used. It can be scalable also, right? Familiar? Family. We all know ASP.NET we know now. We use Visual Studio for development. So it is very familiar for us to make the application for cloud also, because it is also using technologies like ASP.NET. But there's the only difference, that is the .NET services. Because in cloud computing, everything is in terms of services. Open platform, connect outbound to any server, open protocols and API to all our components. It means we can have so many application programming interface where we can apply our services. Guys, please note down if you want to get more information about this. These are the important links. Once you are done, raise your hand. We'll show you the video.